Good afternoon. This is the National Weather Service in Des Moines giving you an update here on what we do anticipate to be a pretty impactful few days with a number of events upcoming. So we'll get right into it. First up, we do anticipate some freezing drizzle and accumulating snow across the state. Freezing drizzle will be the first thing to onset. We're looking at southern and southwest Iowa primarily Friday morning and potentially into Saturday morning. While the ice accumulations are not anticipated to be great by any stretch, they will be enough to cause some issues with travel, especially any untreated surfaces or anyone out and about, just walking in general. And then we have accumulating snow primarily across northern Iowa and then down into central Iowa, beginning Friday afternoon into Saturday morning, with the greatest snowfalls generally north of Highway 20, 3 to 6 inches up there, and then 2 inches or less south of Highway 20. And as with any snow in the winter, especially when you get wind involved, you're going to have reduced visibilities, slick roads, and just general travel hazards. And then on the backside of all this, after it all moves through, we're going to have very dangerous wind chills, let alone temperatures, throughout the state, with Saturday night into Sunday morning being the worst of it, but with some dangerous conditions lasting into Monday morning. So certainly frostbite and hypothermia will be concerns. Right here are the current headlines we have going. So you can see a winter storm warning across northern Iowa and then a winter weather advisory down into central portions of the state. However, this may be updated later today or maybe later tonight with a winter weather advisory for freezing drizzle conditions that I mentioned earlier. So here's the snowfall forecast through Saturday afternoon, or Saturday evening rather, and you can see again 3 to 6 inches primarily across the northern third of the state, 2 to 3 inches or less as you get down towards I-80, and then more of a dusting as you get south of there. And then here are the ice accumulations that we do anticipate, again beginning Friday morning, potentially going into Saturday. With it primarily being drizzle, we don't expect great accumulations, but again, it's going to be enough to cause travel hazards for any untreated areas and then, walkways in general. So to begin with, we talked about temperatures, and I'm going to hammer them home here. So Friday, this is wind chill early Friday morning. You can see they're almost all below zero or very close to zero in most cases. So while it's not extreme danger at this point, we do want to say that you need to begin dressing in layers if you haven't already. So we're flipping from wind chills back to temperatures here. Saturday highs, notice for the most part we're talking single digits and teens, and temperatures will likely fall throughout the day across the state. So this high is likely a morning high for many people. Sunday morning, this is not a pretty picture. We see negative 20s for lows across the north, negative teens down towards I-80, and then certainly negatives all the way to the southern border. This alone is dangerous, let alone the wind chills we'll be talking about here in a second. So Sunday highs, you see some negatives in the northeast, single digits through much of the central portions of the state, and maybe a few 10s, 11s, or 12s sneak into the southwest. Once again, very cold, dangerous, and we're not even talking about wind chills yet. So here are the wind chills beginning Saturday 3 a.m. It isn't too extreme yet because the extreme cold has not quite yet moved into the state. But again, dress warm because we're talking about frostbite and hypothermia possibilities building in. So this is the scarier picture here. You see negative 40s across the north, negative 30s well into central Iowa, and then negative 20s down to the southern border again. So we're talking, again, wind chills here. And with the cold conditions, the winds, we're talking frostbite in a matter of minutes in some cases, as well as hypothermia possibilities. So we want to stress, be prepared. And then Monday, this may be more important for some, especially for those going to school, morning bus stops. Everyone's got to be out and about to go to work. We're not talking negative 40s, but we are still talking nearly negative 30 in some areas and negatives throughout the rest of the state. So once again, bundle up, be prepared, take the necessary precautions. So just a really quick review. We're talking freezing drizzle and accumulating snow to begin with, generally Friday into Saturday morning. Snow across the northern half of the state. Freezing drizzle is going to be across the southern third of the state, roughly or so. In both cases, travel hazards are going to be the main issues. Be prepared, pay attention to forecasts, and take your time. And then second, on the backside of all this, really moving in Saturday and into Sunday morning are the dangerous temperatures and wind chills. Again, can't stress enough, bundle up, be prepared, especially if you have to be out and about, bundle up and be prepared, because frostbite and hypothermia will be very real issues. So I want to thank you for listening in to that. As always, there's a number of resources you can go to. Our website is here on the screen there, but you can also follow us on Twitter at NWS Des Moines, or you can search for us on Facebook just by searching NWS Des Moines. And with that, I'd like to thank you for listening in.